you mentioned something just then. You said, she has done some self reflecting. Has she? And if she has, I'm not saying she hasn't, has not. I'm asking, has she really? And if she has, is this lasting? Is it really lasting? Is that really going to help her going forward? Because when you really look at it, Maurice is just the opposite of her. There's really no learning curve here. She's dating herself, just in the male version. And the only thing that she required of him was to communicate more. And that's what he's seemingly trying to do. And if he can keep that up, hey, then it's all good. But her learning and going through self reflection, I don't know. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just jump in right here. Maybe if you want to say she's dating herself, maybe this was is her lesson. If she choose Maurice, maybe that's her lesson. She might learn how to deal with herself more. She might see how she come off to people, and it could be a blessing within the lesson. He could be the right person for her. I personally feel like out of the two, he's better suited for her for what she needs. She's picking out of security. That's what she wants. He gives her a sense of security to even be more expressive enough to even tell him, hey, we talk about nothing. You see, he made that joke about it. He pays attention to her and is attentive to her enough for her to let her guard down. So we can sit here and say that she's not learning her lesson. She's learning herself enough to know that even though Nick over here looks good, he not giving me much more conversation and all this stuff. Good looks is not enough of security for me for what I need in my life. And we might not like her personality. She might not have the best personality. She's a very guarded woman. Guarded people don't have the best personalities. You only get to see their good side when you make it into their circle. And I've been seeing a lot more of Cherie's personality with these two men personally, and that's been a good thing because I've gotten to see that Charisse does really. She has a heart that wants love or whatever. She's just scared of it, and so she just needs somebody that's going to come along that has that time and patience that. We know we don't want to tear down no walls, but she needs hers tore down on several levels. Now, if Maurice can do that other level, that's a whole nother thing too. But I don't need to know all that. That's their personal business. Okay, okay. However, she needs a few walls tore down, or she needs them. She just needs somebody that stands by her as she breaks them down. How about that? She needs somebody that can do that, and that's what Maurice has given her. So I think that's where she should land. But when we be lusting sometime, and Nick got it going on, baby. I was looking at Nick and a little accent too. I was like, okay, Nick. Mm. So I don't know. I don't know how serious Sharice is in this thing. That would be her choice. Her choice is based off of how serious she is in finding a real partner at the end of the day. And if she's real serious, Maurice would be the best bet.
I thought we stopped climbing walls and shit, but hey, things
Hey,
change.
listen, at a certain age with certain people, Maurice can climb them walls, okay? He's still out here playing these games. He's still acting like he got it. He told us the last time she'll be back, and here she is. She back. So my man knows how to get over some walls.
Y'all are playing me too much. Okay, no, I love that though. Okay, so I mean, personally, I think with Charisse, I think I do agree with Sean a little bit here. I do see a bit more of a darker horse here in terms of the least problematic of the group. I mean, when it comes to women, that's a different story. Okay, but she seems to be very, unproblematic when it comes to the man. Dem, she just wants to choose what works for her, and I'm not mad at it. And I think that with her having Maurice and Nick as options is quite interesting because she's been quite open and quite, you know, I say open, but in terms of quite naughty with Nick, and then with Maurice, it's like you were saying, Jay, it's a bit more. She's focused on that security aspect, and I think what Sean said about Maurice is on point. Maurice knows exactly how to handle Charisse. Absolutely knows how to handle her. If Charisse is serious about trying to find somebody, Maurice is perfect for her because he doesn't allow her to bullshit. Sorry, that's French, but he doesn't allow her to bullcrap, right? So when she decides to try and get out, try to, color outside of the lines, he gonna be like, listen, I'm gonna eat a salad and I'm gonna continue eating the salad because you ain't gonna put me out of pocket. And I think she needs someone like that who is who's able to give her those boundaries. Otherwise, she's gonna run riot and she's gonna turn her place upside down on a gentleman. So yeah, I think it's important that someone like Maurice is the one for her because he's got the right kind of temperament to make it work. What are you saying, Jay?
There's also a flip side to the security of it all too. And
Lord.
like, no, listen. Nick is a very, very attractive man. Maurice is not a ugly man or anything like that, but he's an older man. There's the security of not having a whole bunch of women to compete with over my man. Now, there's going to be some other women that's going to compete because the other women that want money going to be looking at Maurice too. Okay, you got to compete with them women. But if I ain't got to compete with his looks and all this stuff with a whole bunch of other women, there's a security in that too. And I think Nick might just be too fine in Charisse's eyes. Like, you know what? I'm going to have to deal with a whole bunch of BS when it comes to you too. And I'm not sure about that. And I don't want to step out of the character that I have learned to grow into. She might have changed. Give her some benefit traits. She might have changed. She might have grown up a little bit. Okay. We're going to give her a little grace. And in her grace, she is like, Nick, too damn fine for the games. I ain't got time. See, we already see Ashley over here sliding down walls for what she considered too damn fine and stuff. Charisse be like, I be damned. A wall gonna find me.
Trust Jay to bring that in. She gonna turn the place into riot. But no, I hear you. I'm not mad at it. I do hear you. There is a flip side to it. You have to look at it that way, right? So, you do have to look at that particular perspective as well. So I definitely understand that with Charisse, Nick. I mean, listen, I think Nick could be a great guy, but he may be a little bit too young. He doesn't feel like he has that grace particularly that Maurice has in a sense. But I think she's crushing on Nick a little bit rather than actually it being a real deeper connection in that aspect as well. But let's move on. Let's talk a little bit about Vern because can't play a player. She said, Vern says you can't play a player because Mizell tried it. Can't lie to you. He did try to run a little bit of game. I was mad confused by why he decided to say to Vern's face, like we didn't all just see him taking Vern's number and talking about how because she found his bag for him or whatever. And all of a sudden he's telling us he wants to be back with Charisse. I'm like, my guy, what are we doing? Like, what is this about? How are you saying that in Vern's face when you blatantly told us that you was about trying to get her number? I think me personally, I'm just like, what was he playing? What was he playing at? And did you think that you were going to get another chance with? You think you was going to get another chance with Charisse once you did what you did? Like, boy, if you wanted Charisse from the very beginning, why the frick did you play around Venetia? That it's just stupid. It's dumb, and it's like that is not how you play the game. It's such a young mindset. Yes, Sean.
Bro, but you don't. The way it was elite, the way he did it though. I can't hold you because I was just waiting to see this episode how this was going to play out, and Vern had to pick up her face. When your face gets a little twisted when you get embarrassed. She was trying to keep her face because on camera, you got to look a certain way because this is going to play out to the world, and Vern is not new to this. If this was off camera, I know she would have cussed him out had he said what he said. But it's off camera, so she has to look very unbothered. But you can't tell me that is elite. She was coming there expecting to confront him and for him to be like, you know, especially when he asked her, do you still want Charisse? Are you still attracted to her? Whatever, however she posed the question to him, right? And for him to say yes, yo, that's the Uno reverse. He hit her with the Uno reverse. I'm sorry. What can you do?
I hear you. I hear you. You hit it in the reverse. I hear you. I hear you. Okay.
He made her draw 4. Listen, he made her draw 4. It was funny to me. Like at first, I was looking like, "Oh man, you played yourself." Like, bro, you literally played yourself. But then, like Sean said, he really tried to flip it. I went, "Wait, what's happening? What is he really trying this? Oh, he's really trying it. Oh wow, let me go get some popcorn. This is funny." Ver's face looked like she wanted to go across the table for a second. I was like, "Ooh, okay." Like, you know, and then he really tried to plant the seed. Yeah, you know, I'm still sort of interested in Charisse, you know. Like, what? What? It was what? Oh, he really tried it. I don't know what he was thinking. Like, what? Wait, you really tried to, bruh? He too old to be doing this amateurish games. It was just funny to me. I loved it. I was laughing my behind off. I was like, "Yo, this old guy's really out here trying. He really tried to try it. They were failing, but then flipped it and had Vern trying to hold her peace because she was start. Did y'all see her start to rock a little bit? Like she she started to rock a little bit. I was like, "Oh Lord, have mercy. Calm down, calm down.
No, Miss Sophia, don't do it, Miss Sophia.
Don't do it. Don't do it." Woo, man, her face got tight. The creases in here. I was like, ooh. And I think Manziel kind of knew it because he kind of, if you notice, he kept pulling further and further back from the table. Like first it was leaned in, then you know, as the conversation kept going, he kept pulling back. But this was a weird interaction. I think Coach Lee was right. She was coming there to tear him a piece of her mind because I think he rolled up in there. He tried to, you know, play his game with Charisse, kind of interested in her, but he could see it wasn't going anywhere. You know, it was a little banter here and there, but he could see that wasn't going anywhere. Somehow ended up talking to Venetia. And do we know actually how? I know they tried to tell it, but do we know actually how he got the number in the first place? How that even happened? What game did he lay down? I need to hear that line. How did that happen? You know, but somehow he got the number. You know, was testing her, this and that and third. Girl started talking. Now he's stuck in the rock and hard place, and he was stammering all over himself, which honestly he didn't have to do. Because apparently, you know, you can get other people's number, date other people as long as it's known about it, but he couldn't stand on it. He tried to double back. Oh no, I wouldn't talk. No, it wasn't like that. It was funny to me. I had a good time.
Appreciate Troy. Yeah, what's she saying, man? Run myself, player can't play a player, you know.
Well, this is kind of why you don't trust these ninjas, because I know there's some people in your who are very sensitive. Why did you let them use that word on this platform? So yeah, I don't understand why she even went there with this man anyway. So this is just kind of the cards that were dealt, you know. I really think what happened is that Mizell, aka Ezell, still wanted Vernisha, but when he was told kind of like how the process goes, right? He was like, I probably should try to like go back and double back to Charisse, because that was the person I originally was on the show for, and then it just didn't work. I think that's what was happening. I think he actually probably still wanted Vern a little bit more, but I think he was trying to save space, save space to be like, oh no, like I'm here for Charisse or whatever. And then that didn't work, and he's like, crap, I ain't got Vern, I ain't got Charisse, I ain't got nobody. I think that's actually what it was. But honestly, she shouldn't have been interested in no man that, came on the show for one person and was giving her, her number. I think this was just another life lesson that, the attention from those type of men just usually doesn't end well, So that's kind of all I think about it. He's definitely too old for that behavior, though, for sure.
You internalize about that.
That's all I think
Way
about
too
it.
old for that. He needs to settle his ass down. Jay.
Yeah, I don't know if I agree with all Seaway say on that part, because I do feel like he really wanted to go back to Charisse, especially after the earful that Vern came in with. Because Vern gave him a whole earful before she asked that daggone question. For a person that don't care, don't want him, she a player, she above all to being played and all that stuff like that. I think she was talking in first person in that moment anyway. However, I do think he wanted to go back to Charisse after that moment, and probably from the get-go when he realized how much attitude Vern actually got. Like, I ain't gonna be able to get away with a whole bunch of my BS. I'm not that good at it anyway. She gonna be cussing me out every day. Let me see if I could play up in Charisse's face, because she seemed like a little more chill to play up in her face. I think that's what he was thinking. Like, let me go back to where it's easier for me to play. But Vern set herself up. She wants to talk about you can't play a player. Well, you shouldn't have never asked that question, sis. Because he shouldn't have played in your face on national TV and put egg all up on it because you was looking bad, because you knew for sure he was going to say, no, I don't want to talk to her. I want to talk to you. And I really do believe if he said he wanted to talk to her, Vern would have gave him a shot. I really believe that. She could say it differently, but I really believe that if he wanted to talk to her, she would have gave him a shot. And I believe this because how pissed off she was. She was pissed through the whole episode. She was so pissed, she was taking it out on Tabari. What's his name? Tabari, whatever his name is. She was taking it out on him. Because he sat there and did what he did. And for you to sit there and say you can't play a player where it's misplaced, where he just literally sat in your face and told you he don't want you, but you told him nothing to his face about how he acted, about lying to everybody about you, keeping you a secret. You really didn't say that to him. You didn't really go off on him like you make it seem like you did. But you mad now that he did not choose you. Okay. All right, sis. And I will get into how she treated Tabari later on, but I'm like, you said so many words that now you got to go back to Tabari because you ain't got nobody else. Basically, if Mizell played his cards right, you was going to talk to him. You like the foolery. You want to have the games and stuff like that so you can try to keep whatever you got going on inside of you that like to play these games going, but hey, do you, sis? But she would have talked to him. I really believe she would have talked to that mess, entertained all the foolery, and then been sitting here acting like she's the victim, another Joelle situation. So there's that.
Well, that's why we said, Jay, before you got on here, that this has just kind of been the reckoning episode. Because I think Vern comes off she's very aware of the camera. I think Vern tries not to look unhinged or out of control on the camera. And I think she's done a pretty good job of trying to keep her image intact. But when you stay on the camera so much, I mean, the real you is going to come out. And I think, unfortunately, I hate to say this about Vern because I like Vern, but there was some pick-me energy in kind of what happened. I don't want to say it because I like Vern, but there was some pick-me energy in this situation with Charisse, and it kind of all got cake on her face because you shouldn't be so flattered that a man picks you over another woman, because really your default position shouldn't have been, oh, I'm so much better than, she didn't say it, but to me, I think she kind of got off on the fact that he kind of liked her more than Charisse. And that's just nothing to kind of be into somebody for, I think she liked that, oh, he wasn't texting her, but he was on my phone. You don't want that energy towards another woman, or you don't want to have that energy, because that's just bad energy in the universe, and I think it kind of all just came back. Where I do disagree though, Jay, is I do think there was part of Mizell that was just trying to reverse his bad decision. I'm not convinced that he didn't really fully like Vern, because him and Vern seem to be on the same kind of wavelength of BS. Like, they both seem like they more for each other. So I still kind of believe that if he could have bent the block more smoothly, he would have kept playing. But yeah,
I think it translates in my head: Vern the side chick, Charisse the wife. I'm not gonna play with my wife, but I'll play in your face.
That's wild.
That's how it translates, though.
Well, I would say this is just another, because Charisse is going to get all my compliments tonight because nobody else is getting them. But and then when they were deliberating and Vern brought the information back that Mizell was interested, what did she say? She said, absolutely not. No, thank you. And that's how, that's another reason that reminded me, like, she is moving along better, because even for ego's sake, she wouldn't, because maybe the old Charisse might have been like, oh, I'll give him a call. And then she would have dressed him down on the phone. But she was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm not even going to waste my energy on that foolishness, because I know he's a liar. Right. So I think, again, those are other examples that she's kind of seeing the game and making different adjustments and decisions, based on that.
you got to set the bar. You got to set the bar. You really do. Sometimes being more difficult, either you'll end up being the old maid with no man, or you're going to end up with a man with actually, standards and qualities. Either way, you're not with a bum treating you bad.
Please don't let anybody think that's not what I was saying. Maybe that's what Steve was saying. No, that's not. No. That's kind
of what you're saying, because because y'all, you may not be saying that today, but you and Trey especially have been talking about how Charisse got all these standards. She's very difficult. She's this and that, and there's only a certain amount of people for her, and she's gonna end up alone with 5 cats, or maybe, just maybe, she's gonna end up with a man that meets all of her standards, her unicorn. So I'm not saying be as difficult as Charisse, but what I'm saying is Charisse's standards over these last 2 weeks, I will go along with Sean and give her credit. She took that L from Ezell I'm just calling him Ezell. She took that L from Ezell on the chin, and she kept it moving. And that's what you need to do. And when he tried to bend the block, no. You cannot give room to nonsense. So shout out to her.
Oh, wait a minute now. I'm gonna have to do this. Let me pick it back off of what Sean said. And say something very blatantly. Charisse has the best boundaries of all of the women, period. And I respect that. Period. My only issue with Charisse is some of her boundaries and standards are a little unrealistic. That's it. But I respect the fact that she at least has them. She won't put up with a bunch of bullcrap. I find that in a woman the most interesting. I would rather talk to that type of woman first. Now, if some of your boundaries and standards are just ridiculous, I'm gonna call it ridiculous. I'm gonna tell you why it's ridiculous. It's gonna make sense why I'm telling you it's ridiculous, and then we can move on and move forward wherever that leads. But this whole thing with Mizell, I mean, well, to her boundaries. To me, that was an easy no. I wasn't surprised that she said hard no. It was going to be a no because he played in her face. Because she was, even though I don't think they really had nothing going on there, she was somewhat interested in the beginning. They were laughing, they were talking. Then when the situation happened with Vern, that's when you saw in her face she immediately got turned off. And the reason why he got turned off because he straight up started lying about the situation instead of being straight up about it. And it was a hard no from then. Now, Vern, I think Seaway, I may have to agree with you. I think Vern is too she's too used to playing games with other women while competing for men. Does that make sense when I say that? She's just gotten too used to playing games with other women, very slick like, while competing for men. You know, nothing really. I never see nothing really malicious about it or anything like that, because to her it's just competition. If he's available, he's available. I'm going to present something better than you. That's her energy, and we're going to let him choose. But you can tell she gets a little flustered when, which is it was kind of funny when Menzel, she was literally shocked that Menzel kind of deflected her or didn't choose her. You like, or do you want to go back and talk to Charisse? And he chose Charisse over her. You could tell she didn't like it. It kind of rubbed her the wrong way. And you saw very briefly a different side of her. Just very briefly. I went, okay. She's more about the competition than anything else. But like I said, I have to agree with Sean. You ain't the only one, Sean. I have to give it, even though I ain't crazy about Charisse, I have to give her props. She has immaculate boundaries. And I respect that.
Appreciate it, Trey. Let's move it into Vern and Tabari. I know it probably won't be as long, but Vern and Tabari situation, they had a conversation, about their relationship and where they stand. I want to get you guys' perspective on Vern and Tabari, since you guys have spoken quite at length with the Mizell situation. What's your thoughts, sir? Vern and Tabari. Oh boy. Yeah, sure.
I guess I'll start. Yeah, she don't want him. She's just entertaining him, and I started to see it a little bit. I don't know if, and I guess that's what she was talking about earlier when she was like she wants him to be serious, because he's a little goofy, and I saw it this episode. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna cap. He was a little goofy. He leaned in and looked like he wanted to kiss her a little, but it was kind of awkward. And he was talking into her neck. I don't know what that was. Then when he came over to the house, he greeted her. But it was like she kind of stood up to him, and it was kind of weird. And he didn't, he wasn't like, it wasn't that connection. And I don't think he also, he didn't give her a gift. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think he didn't bring a gift to the house. So I think either one of two things are happening with him. He sees she's not interested, so he's not even making efforts, or that's just who he is. And I think that's kind of that. The other part, their discussion that they had around religion was wonky to me. It was wonky to me. They both really didn't say much, but I'm mad at her for asking him about his religion. And then when he asked her, she said, I don't have nothing. I don't have to prove nothing to nobody. Ma'am, what? What? Vern, come on now. Like, I just feel like that was just another, that's her being super guarded. And it's like, you want all of this quality from somebody, you have to give it yourself too. So I just, that really kind of annoyed me a little bit when she asked the question, Then when it was asked back to her, she was like, well, I don't prove myself. I don't feel like I have to prove myself to anybody. Okay, so what's your stance? Just say what your stance is. Yeah, that's my take.
I don't think Tapari's goofy. Well, no. You know what? Yeah, we may have to say goofy. I was trying to give him some grace. Maybe just a little goofy. I just see him as a person who always sees the humor in everything around him. So he's always going to be laughing and joking around at everything, and that could be off-putting. I used to be like that. I literally can find a joke and funny almost anything, and I had to learn to kind of keep that in the tuck because everybody can't take that type of personality. But Jabari just, yeah, everything's funny, and even I had to admit, not everything's funny, bro. This is not a laughing moment. This is a serious. It's time for you to actually start talking seriously. This episode, when he's, I don't know, the only time, yeah, Vern doesn't like him, but the only time I saw them not really getting along or having an issue with one another, if I'm not mistaken, was when he actually didn't call her or text her until the evening or something like that, which was a little weird to me. I was like, why is everybody playing these phone game challenges with each other? Who's going to text me first? Or if you don't text me all day, then you just don't like me. We need to stop this. What's going on here? Because granted, it's the onus is on the men because it's the women's show. I get that. But in real life reality, he can make the same accusation to you too. They're like, hold on, I've been texting you good morning, talking to you every day for how many days we've been talking. I decided to wait to see how long it's going to take you to actually call me or text me. And I ain't hear from you all days until I finally text you in the evening. See where it got. Oh, she ran away. Never mind. Now, I waited because I've done that before. I ain't gonna lie. I'm been calling and texting you for days on end, trying to give an effort to talk to you. Let me see how long it's going to take you to, send me a message in the morning or talk to me. Wow, it's been a whole day, and I ain't talked to you until I still waited to the evening to text you. He could have said the same thing, but she turned it into a situation, and now he has to defend himself about it. Okay, I was like, all right, this is stupid. It was given the Ashley and Donald situation. I was like, this is stupid. We need to stop playing these reindeer games with these text messages and phones. But yeah, it seemed like she's holding Jabari as a placeholder. It's not going anywhere. And Sean, you're right. That whole conversation about religious was almost unnecessary, and it came out of nowhere. I don't know why Vern even asked the question in that moment. Like, it was just, she just dropped it. And then he went all over the world with his answers. My mom's this, my grandma that, my dad's this, my grandma Pentecostal, and basically he didn't really say an answer, but basically what I pulled from his answer was he believes in God wholeheartedly. He's strong in his personal faith. He's just non-denominational. But he went all the way around the world just to explain that. Then it was Vern's time. Yeah, she really didn't say much. She's just like, God got me, you got me. What I got to say, they ain't got to be understood. What are you talking about? What that mean? I don't get it. It was very confusing. I was like, okay, you brought up this conversation out of nowhere. And honestly, religion is a serious conversation between couples. If you want to talk to each other, see where their stances are. Do y'all match up? Is it going to be a problem with your different religions? It has to be known. It's a conversation. And their conversation was a whole wet noodle. It made no sense. But I don't think Jabari is going to be lasting too much longer. I give him another week. And he's out of there. And we see who's up next.
So what I notice is Tabari is not the best conversational list in the world. No, he's not. However, he was trying to be attentive because he came in telling the history about the restaurant that they went to. He said, "Oh, because you like history, right?" He's trying, but that's the problem. He doesn't seem well. It's not that he doesn't, but he seems green when it comes to a lot of stuff. And I think he's missing that edge that Vern likes. Like I say, she's out here. We all agree that she's out here still trying to do the competition thing. She wants to be the player. Like she says, you can't play the player or whatever. So she wants some of this edge to justify what she wants to do in real life is play in these streets. Show that she still got it. I want this attention. And that's what that whole text message stuff was about is we had a great night. We had great conversation. The next day you gave me no attention. I got nothing from you. I need attention. I need attention. Right now I need extra attention because I got a bruised ego because of this fool over here who just played in my face. And now I need you to pick up that slack. Like I said earlier, she's taking out Mizell on Tabari. He played over here. My main dude and played in my face. So now I'm about to get my side dude hell. He about to get hell too because I'm mad at everybody because the one I want is not wanting me. And the one that wants me, I don't really want. So he just going to get hell for wanting me. But now he not wanting me the way I want him to want me. Like, dude, get it together, man. This man has a job. He got other things to do. If he didn't text you during the day, you the player, right? Move around. Do your thing. Because that's where you want to be. You want to sit here and try to give Tabari the spill like, oh, I want to be able to put myself in a position so I can give my man whatever he is, my man, my man, my man. But that's not really who you want to be. Deep down inside, that's not where you're actually at because you're still out here and want to play these little games and not really seriously look for somebody. Actually get to know somebody for who, like the good parts of them. You're so used to the negative in the world that that's all you want to see and deal with that you can't even find the great qualities in a man. You done let a couple of guys that was perfect for that. I want to be in a place where I can live in my feminine, be at home and all this stuff for people that are more in the streets. That's where you want to be. And it's okay. Be fine. If that's where you want to be, enjoy that space. But stop trying to pull in people that are at home and doing their at home thing and trying to put them in the streets because some of the people are at home for a reason. You might want to leave them there because if they get back in these streets, they're going to play in your face more than Mizell did. So it's like sometimes leave some of these people alone. I feel like if he is not totally green, Tabari is not totally green, he's perceiving as green to get that good front. And if he got a dark side, she might want to leave that alone. Just let that dark side be where it's at or whatever and stuff and move on. But you don't have nobody else to choose. So at this point, you're going to pretty much put all your eggs in this man who is not who you want. Another Ashley and Donald situation. And here we are. And I'm at this point right now. Is production making y'all just have to pick these people? You can't just tell them, nah, I ain't got nobody, bring me 2 new ones. I know we reaching the end, but hell, if I make it to the end and I ain't found my one, I just ain't found my one. Guess what? Next season, I'm back. I'm still looking like shit. Like, oh, excuse my French, but help me out. Like, help myself because I just ain't found them. None of them was right for me. Can we not just say that? I just really need to know. Like, I feel like there's so many rules and restrictions to this show. Like Cam can't leave because he really want to be off this show. Y'all can't pick who you really want. So y'all got to pick whoever just for whoever's sake. I don't know. I'd have broke all kind of contracts. I know. Y'all know me. I'd have broke all kind of contracts by now. She don't want that man, and he don't want her either. That's my conclusion. I'm sorry, long-winded story.
I'm not mad at it. Go for it, Siwe.
We ain't gotta drag it. I ain't got nothing else. I mean, she doesn't want him. I don't know why. I don't know how old this man is. How old is he?
I'm not sure.
I assume in his 40s. I don't know.
Somebody said he late 40s. He has a very childish spirit.
Yeah, he's 48.
Oh yeah. I mean, that seems to be a theme for Ready to Love. Men in their late 40s and 50s acting 25, 30. That seems to be something that's like a trend. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to say. She doesn't want him for whatever reason. I mean, he's all right to me. He doesn't seem that bad to me, but I ain't got to date him. So, and she seems to be, you know, like when a woman is, okay, Aries said 48. So, not y'all saying 58. I think when a woman just don't really like you for real, she get agitated by everything that you're doing. And she just seems agitated by everything that he's doing. So, I don't know. Coach, I ain't got nothing else.
Fair enough. I hear it. All
You
right,
gotta
shift it. Move
first.
it.
If you go first next time, because I ain't got nothing.
She was like, Vernon ain't got nothing for me. I ain't got nothing for Vernon tomorrow. Sorry to my man. All right, cool. Let's shift it then. Let's get Ashley and Don and Kirsten. You know, Kirsten came back, spun the block, brought flowers and chocolate. Now, if I knew it was that easy to get the missus back on stay, if I had one, anyway, I'm single, but to get her back that easily with chocolate and flowers, yeah, you know what? I'd be a rich man. Let's be honest, that ain't it. But Ashley obviously accepted those gifts from Kirsten, and she is happy to have him back on the roster. I want to get you guys' thoughts when it comes to Kirsten and Ashley first and foremost before we go to Don, because it seems like Kirsten's back in already and she's willing to, how do I say, throw it all away to pursue him once more again. What's your guys' thoughts of this?
Let me just
See where you
start.
got it?
Yeah.
That's
You know
right.
what? Ashley is the problem. We need to stop talking about low self-esteem, bars in hell, no boundaries. No. This episode has shown that actually Ashley is the problem. She's the problem. Kirsten bringing flowers and chocolate, and she's smiling, Googling in his face. He didn't even say anything. He didn't even say he was going to do anything. All he said was, I want to have fun. We having fun right now. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like these folks on Ready to Love, not all of them, but some of them are in like a time machine where they're acting like they're in high school. I feel like this is something that I would have heard in college when a man comes and brings you flowers and be like, oh, we just having fun right now, baby. Like, we just having fun. And then you believe it, and you have like a toxic couple of semesters, and then you wake up and you're just like, dang, that man wasted my time. And then you just never do it again. Doing this in your late 30s because a man brought you flowers and chocolate. And then the reason why I say she's the problem is not only is she being silly, she's torturing Don, going back to Don and telling him, I know we're not there yet. We just talk about Kirsten right now, but then going back to Don and bothering him about the bull crap. It's like Ashley can't be helped. And this actually explains why she got on Crystal XO. She got down there to Crystal XO channel defending all of her mess because she knew that there was more mess coming. So honestly, my opinion is that Ashley should go be with Kirsten. And that's where she should be. And that's what she should do. And she should leave Donald alone because Donald, to be honest, ain't bothered nobody since he been here. Is he honest? I ain't sure. Does he mean everything he say? We don't know. But from what we've seen, he's been respectful. And his biggest red flag is the fact that he's dealing with Ashley. That is Donald's actually biggest red flag. It's the fact that he's dealing with Ashley. Ashley needs to go be with Kirsten. Yeah, like Rena said, I am exhausted with her. I'm exhausted. Free Donald. Free him. Free that man. That's all I got.
Yo, when Ashley had that dinner date get together with Donald, and she tried to get him to show jealousy. That's exactly what she tried to do. I looked at Donald's face. Donald wasn't stupid saying she was like, oh, it seems like you got some competition. Somebody came back, and then, they showed up. Now you got a little competition. What you gonna do right there? The look on Donald's face, I knew exactly what it was. That man looked at her in his mind and said, if you want to spend time with that bozo, be my guest. I ain't got the time for you then. Nah. I think he got literally turned off by her as soon as she said that. Because he knew who the other guy was. Like, you want to put up with that dude? And you trying to tell me that's my competition? In what world? Okay. You want to go play with that? You want to go play them reindeer games? It's Christmas time. Go play them reindeer games. Just not over here. I ain't Santa Claus. Ho. Nah, it was. I literally felt bad for. I was like, she's not doing this. Don't do this. First, I was like, well, why did Tamika bring this dude back? Nah. Well, I knew he was coming back, but like, why you bring this dude back? Nah, don't do this. Then you brought him back. He brought some raggedy ass candy and flowers, and she like, oh my God. Literally, I was thinking about Kojo. I was like, yo, I can see Kojo now. Here's the wall. Here's Ashley. Slide. Just slide. I was like, no, don't do this. Don't do this. Oh.
Then she's talking about his shoes. Then she's talking about his shoes.
What is wrong with that man's shoe? Ain't nothing wrong. He got some nice loafers on. What's wrong with this man's shoes?
She would hate Sean because Sean keep a loafer on.
But my thing is in the shoe situation though, she was like, let me see some swag. And I'm just like, that is his swag. Yeah. Everybody has different swag. Like, accept his for what it is. Stop trying to change him. You're coming in trying to change somebody for what? For who? Like, if this is him, accept him as he is. Now, when y'all actually get into a full relationship, you could suggest some upgrades that you may feel is an upgrade. But if this is what makes him feel comfortable, let him be comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Because I know she's going to be damned if somebody say, hey, I want you to grow your hair out. Hey, I want you to cut the nails off. Hey, don't wear the makeup. Don't do this. We going to start having conversations for real then. If the shoes is that much of a problem, like, what are we doing right now? And once again, this is another person trying to take out frustrations of the person that they really want not acting right on the person that is acting right in front of their face. You forgot this man showed up with gifts, picked you up off the ground, spun you around, told you since the day you done scolded him that he gonna make up by giving you all the conversation that you want. Meanwhile, this one over here wrote you a card, supposed to be handwritten, but he can't read it himself. He got to have you read it to yourself out loud. He can't tell you nothing. He can't finish a thought about what y'all connection is supposed to be because he gonna sit here and make you feel special about adding on to it. Look, we're finishing each other's sentence. Like, bro, you didn't know the rest of the sentence. You just literally asked her, what is the saying? And she finished it. You didn't finish anything. Y'all not in sync. But this is your king. This is what you want because he's so attractive. He's just so great on the looks. In your opinion, that you just ignore, you just went through this whole process with somebody else that did it for less. And he's been showing you, he did a 180 for you. And this one came over here, did nothing. Sat here in your face and didn't even tell you sorry. but that's so romantic. You know, he's just the love of. It just makes me feel butterflies on the inside. Like, what are we doing? We too grown. We too grown to be in this position. What do you really want? You want to get your freak off? If that's what you really want, okay, we'll choose Thurston because that's what he's there for. If that's what you want, he's not going to give you nothing more than what he's shown you already. And I'm not going to say Donald is the best thing walking. He has his own flaws. But out of the two, who is actually showing up for you and saying all the things that you want a man to be all about you, Donald is actually showing you that he's willing to try to be that. Now we ain't gonna forget that all his relationships gets worse. So there's that too. So can we just let them both go? Can we get rid of them all? Why do we have to choose one? If I don't like none, can we just not choose them? Can I choose myself? Where's the bridge so I can choose myself? Like, bruh, I don't want it. Can we not say that? Really? Production? Somebody tell me, can we not just say I don't want neither? Let's bring in some more men.
I think they have to have one every week. That's what it's seeming like. It's
That's
like
what
they
it
have
like
to
he's in
choose
prison.
one every week. Like even when Sharice, she really didn't have nobody. She was forced to choose one guy that I knew she didn't like, and then when
Well, I thought
Mazel
they got rid of two of them
jumped
for
up.
Sharice before, and they.
Yeah, it was like they have to choose one every week. It's kind of weird. I'm like,
That's what I'm
why?
saying, because I'm like, if I don't like this one, he's just not living up. And I kind of do like this one, but I just know he's not good enough. Can I just say no?
You know what? I don't think. I think in their eyes that might look a certain type of way, so they don't want to even deal with that. I don't know. It's weird.
Are we on a strict budget that we don't have enough to pay the men to come in a day rate? I need a new badge. I just need a new badge. That's all. Send me new players, please. Cause
Well, that depends on how hard they out there actually trying to find dudes to come on this show to do this. You know, I don't think they just lined up running down the street because you see they're retreading now, literally retreading. So.
Okay. Well, fine. I guess she chose the better of the two. Then she picked Donald. So there we are.
So I would just add, just slightly different from what everybody else said. I think that Ashley is she gives people too much information, and outside of her own issues, that's a big reason why she gets herself in trouble. Because first, she's all too much into Kirsten, praising him with all these compliments, telling him how attracted she is to him, and they haven't even established anything. So that much information to a guy that's also not giving you attention, you setting yourself up for destruction. You setting yourself up to slide down the wall. Then in addition, she is talking about her past relationships and how he reminds her of previous guys. Another no. And she's always the one leading the conversations, and she allowed Kirsten to pivot a conversation where she was trying to get a little bit of substance out of him. He pivoted it right back to her, and then she sucked it up. When she asked him, what are you here for? And he said, a good time. You're a lot of fun. That's all you need to know. Close the book and send him on his way. Nope. And she allows him to pivot it right back to her, talking about, he flips it back to her. Well, what do you want? And she says, I want something serious. And then that's when his answer changed. Oh, that's what I'm here for. Nah, bro. You said what you said the first time. You want to have fun. And that's it. And that's all he's looking to do. Because, mind you, he cuts down Ashley every chance he gets. He done talked to her about them nails already. And I'm not going to hold you. She could clip them claws, in my opinion. But that's on her and what she wants to do. But he said it again. He called her something colorful or something. Those are codes for I don't like what I'm seeing. So, and she just eats it up because she's so enamored with him that she misses the mark that he doesn't like her like that. And that's sad. It's actually sad because she's soaking it up. She's so happy. And then she's taking it, and now her ego is all out of control. And now she wants to take these two guys and pit them against each other. You know, which I think is 100% nuts. And I think I loved that Don peeped game, and he was like, listen, I'm not sure. He was like, I want to trust that she was just being transparent and honest, that he was back on the scene, but it seems like Ashley is playing games. And bro, you nailed it. She's playing games. And that's unfortunate. And for her to cut that brother down for his good old Coach loafers that he was rocking. Now, C-Way, don't play me. You know I got Jordans in my closet. I have a full plethora of assorted footwear, which do include some loafers now. I'll rock a loafer, but I got a cap toe. I got an Oxford. I got a Jordan. I got a combat boot. I got a Chelsea boot. So you ain't gonna catch me.
For me.
Yes, it's the plethora. You like that, right?
I like the loafers.
But I just wanted to make sure you wasn't putting me in that same lane, because
you rock your loafers first. It be your loafers first.
What is you talking about? What you ain't ever seen me when
every
you come
time
to New York.
See you got a loafer on.
Use a lie. I had on Burberry sneakers, so cut the cap. Don't play me. You did not come to New York with me in the wintertime when we wear loafers. Cut the crap.
Man, don't let us sweat you, Sean. Man, we're gonna be loafer gang out here. Don't worry. Let me pull my loafers.
Don't play me like
they don't want to play with me.
Listen, there was a few players. There was a few players that was a few season backs on the Ready to Loves that was loafered down. So you know,
there's nothing wrong with a loafer. Don't get me wrong. That's what I'm saying.
They was swagged out. You see the ankles and all swagged out, baby.
No, that's a man of a particular age.
Yeah, but no.
That's a man of a particular. No, you're not gonna do
that. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I need you
particular age. What you to the corner? To the corner. Right now. Nah. Try to play us. Nah. Particular age.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because, you know, I'm in
the
That's what she get.
Because y'all know.
Particular age.
My shoe collection will have me bankrupt, so you will not come out here playing games with me. Talk about I'm wearing loafers all the time. No.
You know what? Yes, particular age. I am mature. Thank you. I am mature. Particular age. Ain't my back itch. What?
But again, I don't think he deserved for her to play him like that, and that was hella rude. It was hella rude. Hella rude the way she did it. And then I can't wait to see the next episode, because how are you going to have the courage to get up in front of somebody's family and talk about the way they dress and think you're going to get them on their side? That's how I know Ashley cannot read the room and that she is lost in the sauce. And the way she was telling those stories about what she was doing with Alex, and like I said, she was probably doing more than what was asked of her, and thinking that the family was going to appreciate it when they didn't. And this is the same thing. She's doing it again. You think his family is going to take Connie to that? And I'm glad the sister set him right. Set him right. Talking about he's in suits all the time. I look, lady, maybe he takes you seriously. So at the end of the day, I thought that was super rude. I thought that was just next level. Spoke volumes about her personality, because if you know how to date and if you're looking for a relationship, the worst thing you could do is talk badly about the person to their family. And you don't even do that in a marriage, let alone you just meeting them for the first time and you want to talk bad about him. Yo, sis is out here wilding. She's out here wilding.
But you know what that is, Sean, deep down though? It's projection of insecurities. So if I make you feel worse about yourself, then you'll need me more. I got to put myself in a position that you need me. So in order for that, I have to tear you down. So we start off by trying to triangulations, by trying to make you feel insecure about another person, make you feel some type of way about there's some more competition. Now I'm going to start talking about the way you dress and all this stuff and put you like more insecurities into your brain to make you feel some type of way about you. People do this.
That's hurt
And
people.
it's a
Hurt
form,
people.
yeah, hurt people do this.
Hurting,
And it's a form to isolate you. And it's a slippery slope that we begin. We don't talk about how women do it a lot of times, but women can get to a state of being just as abusive in this manner too. It might not get to the physical as much, but this is emotional and psychological abuse that's forming. Because I'm gonna start critiquing you about everything in your life. And it's gonna continue once it starts. So he's gonna have to actually put his foot down somewhere and just say, hey, either if you don't accept me as I am, that's fine. Go ahead and go about your business, or this is what I do. I said, I'll take these little changes. And if I feel like there's parts of me that needs to be changed, I'll change it. But otherwise, if you don't like it, go on. So Donald's going to have to start standing up against something, or he going to find himself in another bad relationship, like he says, getting worse and worse.
I don't think he's that type, Jay.
No,
I
he
don't
gonna
really
stay.
think he's that type to stand, really just stand up like, heck, no, enough is enough. I don't think he's that type, to be honest.
And I know a lot of times, Kojo and Sean don't think I always see the abusive behavior in women. To me, this is actually one of the most cut and dry scenarios that I've seen of a woman on her way to being very abusive to Donald. And actually, what makes this even more interesting, it actually shows how you can be a person who was abused and then turn around and abuse somebody else. That is actually the crazy thing about labeling people abusers or victims. Honestly, what you see in Ashley is that the issue is cyclical. She went from being honestly the victim in her situation with Kirsten, even I think she's participating, and maybe in her previous situation with the man down to the hospital and whatever else. But then but then the way she's treating Donald, if this was a man, we would be disgusted. You know him for 2 seconds. You're trying to change his hair, his shoes, and then say, you got competition, and trying to keep him on his toes and trying to make him jealous. And Donald, like Trey said, he seems like a person who would just sit in that and I don't know, free Donald. And Ashley needs to figure out what part of her is making her a victim and what part of her is making her honestly the abuser in the situation, because she seems like she goes from here to there, and it's very, very complicated, and she needs to figure it out. But I think it's the toxicity that she's allowing, and like Sean said, she's saying too much, she's doing too much, she's overcompensating. I pray she uses this show as a way to heal, even though so far it doesn't look like she has, but a way to really figure out, kind of look at her patterns, because she's not ready for a good man. Whether Donald is a good man or not, we don't know. But if you're actually looking for a good man, you're not worried about his shoes. You're not worried about none of that. You're looking for a kind man, an honest man, and a patient man. I say this all the time. That's what you need to be looking for. She worried about all the wrong things. And if he's not nothing, he's at least patient with her. And she's worried about his freaking loafers. And every woman knows if you want to tweak a man attire, you can tweak it a little bit. They'll let you tweak it a little bit, but you don't come out the gate being like, I hate your loafers.
I know people are going to come for me when I say this right now, but hear me all the way out. A habitual victim is an abusive person. Not a person that just happened to be a victim, but a person that constantly makes themselves the victim in every single situation. They're actually abusive. And I say that just because that same question you pose, what makes her be on that borderline, is that insecurity, that scared, that fear that I'm going to get played. So in turn, I must play you first, but then play you in a position where I still fall back into a space of being the victim in the background. You did this to me, so I reacted this way. No, you're going to react this way regardless if I did anything to you, because that's your natural instinct to go there automatically. Because she does go back and forth where it's, you did this to me. Well, I had to do it because I seen you doing this. No, sis. Like, how can you be at the same time insinuated they did something to you, but you're doing things to them at the same exact time? That's causing them to react in such a way. You didn't text me or whatever. Well, I did text you, or I didn't get it. Well, okay, you didn't get it. And then the next situation, well, you didn't call me. Well, your phone works both ways, sis. You could pick up the phone and call me. But now you're going to be acting out. And I think that's where Sean was saying, like, where the family is saying you do too much because you're trying to overthink what the person's going to possibly do to you, what they're going to do to you first, because you're reacting out of fear. And so my fear is I got to get you before you get me. And so what would you do? So let me do what you would do in this situation. Now I'm doing too much. And these people owe me this. I did that. I reached out to you. I made sure you look good. Nobody had your back or whatever. That's all these little games that she's going to play. And she did a lot of manipulation in this episode. And I didn't want to totally believe it. But then when she sat back and told him what you going to do, you need to step up your game. And she kind of said it with a smile, said, oh, sis, you know what you're doing. You know exactly what you're doing right now. You got the power in your hands and you like it. And you haven't had it before. You haven't had this type of power before and you like it or whatever. So now you ought to be trying to play in these dudes' heads. Christian is about to play you for filth. So leave it alone. And Donald's going to get back if you don't believe it or not. He a quiet type. I really believe he's the type of person get you on the low. He mess around and have a whole baby on you and then get married to that girl. Like stop playing with these people. Stuff. So I don't know. I think she needs to get healed. Seriously. Whatever hurt that she still got in her, she's not ready for a real relationship. She needs to get that out. And I don't know. I know C-Way said don't say love on yourself, but we need to go there. She got all these brothers. So-called. You want to play a man's sport, but you're a woman. You cannot play like men. You got all these brothers, so you know some of the game. You know of the game, but honestly, and I know from experience, my heart was in a lot of places where men's heart don't be. You just not going to play it like a man. You're going to play yourself every single time. So sis, sit tight. Enjoy the ride. Enjoy the fact that Donald is actually showing you interest. And if you got to choose him, I guess choose him.
I got a headache, Kojo. Ashley gives me a headache.
Not easy out there.
You look like you be ready to move on yourself.
I mean, because I've spoken about it at length, innit? So I don't want to say anything. So you guys, I'm letting you guys speak in it. So I spoke at length of Ashley. So I'm tired. It's been a couple of weeks now.
I don't think there's nothing else to say about her.
Deacon Sean got something to add.
Oh Lord, go ahead.
He want to add them loafers. So go on, Sean. Let him know.
No.
And Suede too.
Yeah, suede loafers in New Orleans. I can't hold you. There was a heat wave I heard going on at that same time. Yeah, that's probably not the smoothest move, bro.
Which loafers did you bring to Atlanta, though? You have some loafers in Atlanta. Which ones was those?
Where in Atlanta?
Didn't you go to the store to get some loafers, or were they not loafers?
I bought Alexander McQueen sneakers. What are you talking about?
What did
he had on sneakers. It was
That's
his expensive socks. It was his expensive socks that he had to go get.
You dead
know what loafers
I'm
are.
trying to figure out where did I see Sean with these loafers on?
I had on in DC with my suit at my family banquet. I had on those brown suede.
Yeah, the brown loafers. I remember I really liked them.
That was one night, and when we went out to the club, I didn't even wear those. So yeah. I changed.
But we can't forget that you had them brown loafers.
Yeah, I mean, look,
that's what she
Where
saw.
you bring them loafers at? Because I seen them out.
Yeah,
I wore them for
literally 2 hours to my family reunion banquet.
Because I remember I saw your light skinned big toe. I saw it a couple of times.
At the beach.
I told you. She thought your toe was a loafer. I told you.
Like the light skinned Bigfoot though. C-Way, she just gonna keep doing
that. I don't wear no open toe shoes ever. So now I need you to cut it out.
Yellow big toe.
Sean, I pray you never turn into a zombie because she gonna make sure you overkill. Like,
She's gonna defend this foolishness at the beach, at the pool. Yeah, but you ain't never seen my foot out in no shoe. Sorry.
You said you had some Jesus pieces on.
Shoes at all, ever, under any
You had the
circumstances.
Jesus pieces on, Sean. She taught you the Jesus.
Definitely. That's
It's a toeless loafers. You will never. You'll never see me in that.
The toeless loafers, boy. Not the sunroof loafers. Y'all is out of control.
And the Haitian Empress. Oh no, my shoe collection is bar none. Trust
No,
and
Sean
believe.
actually has I asked him for advice. That's why I'm cracking jokes. He actually has amazing shoes. He will stop the whole trip to go to Nordstrom's or Bloomingdale's or
No,
whatever.
Saks, baby, Saks, and get a pair of
All of it,
socks.
get some nice shoes and some expensive socks. Oh my gosh, I can't breathe. That's funny.
Yeah, don't come on now. Thank you, Seaway. I appreciate
Sean
you.
got some good taste.
I mean, the
Expensive
Jesus
taste, but
pieces, you
he's on his
can't, those
taste.
are collectibles, Sean. The Jesus pieces is collectibles. They Jesus.
That's where I do draw the line. You won't see me in no open toe footwear at all.
Got them
unless I'm on the
gladiators on.
beach.
You got them gladiator loafers
Flip-flop
on.
or-
An open toe loafer is next level. I gotta see
That is
that.
hilarious.
An
Them
open toe
gladiator
loafer.
loafers, Seaway.
Wow.
That somebody in the comments came up with that. That was hilarious.
Under the olive branches. No, that's hilarious. I definitely seen your big toe a couple of times. But I can't remember why. So
Now she conflating the
She only
story,
said cut
the
it out.
incidents.
cut it out. It's talking like cut it out, Seaway. Cut it out. You didn't see that.
not the toe.
Yeah, the toe pocket through one
You
of them
done made
socks
me
you can buy.
forget. You made me forgot what I was even talking about over here.
Sorry. Sorry
So-
about that. Someone said a
It's
convertible
It's
loafer.
Loafergate. It's a conversation that we don't
I
have.
got them drop top loafers, boy. I got them drop top loafers, boy.
The sunroof.
Living
You
my
got the
drop
sunroof.
Cruising the
Top
streets.
loafers, crazy.
I'm dead.
I'm still talking about the light skin big toe. I was like, what?
You do gotta be a
Not
particular
nasty
age.
with the final boss uncle energy.
But look, if you under 25, I don't want to see you in no loafers. I need them loafers to come with a check. Okay, if you're gonna wear them loafers, I need it to come with a bag.
I
You
am
gotta be a
dead.
particular age.
Yeah, take it all the way back and put the penny in the middle.
That's it. That style is coming back now.
Yes, it is. It's coming back. I still own a pair.
Oh my gosh.
Lord, see,
I
when in
love a
Rome
good
is
loafer,
back
I
with her
can't lie to you.
heels, baby.
Love a good loafer. I ain't had one in a little while, but love a good loafer.
No, in Sean toes, he don't have bad looking toes. They just real pale.
We back on these toes. How we get back on these toes?
How are we back on my feet?
Just why? Why are you why? Just why?
What?
Right,
is
see, we're
going
paying
on?
so much
I
to your
feel
toes.
objectified.
Why are you talking about his
I feel
bare feet? Like he needs a suntan on his foot or something. Like what's happening?
Because I had looked down one day, I was like, why the hell your toes so bright? I mean, they just so
Cut it out. Tell her to cut it out.
I swear these two are
Cut it out.
siblings for real in real life. This is sibling banter. Sean, this is a sister you
Sounds
never
cut.
wanted, but you got.
Let's cut it out.
They get him
I'm just
work on
looking at you
conflict
anyway.
resolution and everything.
Say your point, Sean.
You don't see
What
what
she
say
said,
Sean
something
to
else.
bleached his feet.
To the gallows.
So
He said Sean to bleached his feet. Like, what?
In the room. Like, I-
Thank you, Brooke. Brooke says, "What am I supposed to have? Dark skin toes?" Exactly. I mean, look.
You're getting better for having normal toes, bro. Go on, Sean. Give us your point. What's your final point about Ashley?
Sean got them bleached toes, man. What you talking about?
I'm done. Yeah, no. So I just think like ultimately the game that she was playing, and I think both men peeped it, which is why it was even a worse massive fail, is because at the end of the day, what's his name? Kirsten looked at her like, okay, yeah. I know you got options. Yeah. And she told on herself then because she was like, but I think you knew that I would just come back to you. And he was like, no, but yes. And then Donald was like, yeah, I'm just going to be myself. And I love that. I'm glad that he told her that, because at the end of the day, don't have her thinking you're going to be doing some level of performance. And for her to, expect that, and I'm glad Jay said it, I'm glad Seaway said it and called her out for the bull, because at the end of the day, she's just playing games. And you talking about, you want serious stuff, you want a serious relationship, but yet you're playing games, you're nitpicking, you're not being genuine. It's too much.
Yeah, I feel that, and I definitely agree with you, bro, on that, because I felt like, and in fact, both him and Kirsten said the same thing. She tried to get them to fight for her, and they were like, "I'm gonna be me, so I ain't worried about what other person's doing. I'm gonna be me." So, I love the fact that obviously they held their ground and they made sure that they were gonna do whatever needed to do for themselves and not get caught up in the whole game of competition. She wanted to get them to oppose to each other, and we don't want to see that. You know what I mean? But that's a bit of the toxicity that's still flowing in her, to want to get them to kind of fight against each other, which they both disagreed and said, "Listen, hey, we're gonna do me." And I think that shows a bit of growth from Don. Hopefully, Don, if he sees this behavior continue, that he's gonna be like, you know what, I don't need to be here, because there's no need for him to be in a situation like this where he's being almost being put in a cage to compete. It's unnecessary. What was the last part? Zadia and Cam. It's an interesting situation with Zadia and Cam. We got a bit more of the conversation last week. We were wondering where it was going to go to this week. Well, old boy let her know straight up the gate. He said, "Listen, you wanna spend more time and go on dates? Nope, it won't happen. Get your ass back in the process, because that's where you need to be, and that's where you belong." And he let her know firmly. And wow, it was a very painful moment, I guess, for Zadia as well, realization. But love to get you guys' thoughts as well about Zadia and Cam, and where you stand with each individual person. You know what I mean? Like, do you think it was Zadia should have said something and kept it clear cut? Do you think that Cam should have said something different, a bit more, in terms of actually making her very much more aware? What's your thoughts on this situation? Who would like to go first?
Before everybody go down Cam's throat or whatever, he shouldn't have signed up. He shouldn't have did this. The realest moment I think I really seen with Cam is when he was talking to old girl, and he was like, "I just really didn't know it was gonna be all that," and how quickly she spun it. Now it's her job to spin it, because she's part of the TV show. They got to tell a story. But I really do believe he didn't really realize how much time he was going to actually have to give up to deal with this process. And he's like he said in that moment, "I've been telling her I don't have time." That's his easiest, nicest way. He don't know how to be straightforward. He told us that in that moment also, is that he struggles on telling people the good and the bad, to let them go or whatever and stuff. He struggles in that department. So his easiest way is to say, "I am too busy for this process. Holla at me when you're done." Call me when I can make some time here or there. But when they was face to face, he clearly was like, "No, ain't no more dates about to be happening. I done sacrificed as many dates as I could possibly do with this show. We done did 8 in 30 days. That's a lot of my time that you've gotten out of me. And I cannot give you no freaking more at this point. So please go on some dates with somebody else ASAP. Do you, sis? Call me in the midnight hours. You know what time I get off. Holla at me then. But this daytime crap, I can't do no more." And somehow production done talked his ass. I don't know what kind of check they giving him, but they done talked his behind to go back over here and tell Zadia some foolishness again. Like, I've been sacrificing with you. And so I'm just going to sacrifice a little bit more. Zadia, listen to me. You done seen this man off camera already. Just cut him off camera. Just free him. Free him. If you like this dude, just free him. Seriously. Because if you free him right now, you will actually find out if he really likes you back. Because he just keeps showing up to the show. But for what reason do he keep showing up to the show when he keeps literally telling you out his mouth he has no time? You have no time? Then go be with what you need to do. Bye. That will let you know if he really want to mess with you off this camera or not. Because if he don't have that time for the camera and he constantly still hitting you up later on, cool, we can connect later on. In the meantime, I can find somebody who potentially might be a bit better suited for me in my right now, which is possibly this principal. What's his name? Richard is something with the R, right? Something like that. Whatever the principal name is. He got more time for you. Find out more about him. He gave you better conversation, and you said it yourself. You didn't even think about Cam at all the time you was with him. Enjoy that space. Let Kim go. Get with this one and see if it works out. Y'all still talking to everybody else in the background offline anyway. So continue to talk to Kim when you got time to talk to Kim and whatever. And problem solved. Now we got a new boo. I got something else to look at this week. You know, this Richard guy, he ain't that bad looking. The muscles was muscling. Okay, I seen all them arms and everything, baby. He looked like he got time to work out with you, Zadia. He only dealing with kids during the day. He might still want you to move there because he is a full principal now. I don't think he just can just up and leave you just right away. You know, I don't know how the school jurisdictions and all them laws work, but he will give you the time that he can fly down to you. He got summers off. Listen, it can work in your favor, sis. It can work in your favor. And you can still have Cam in the background. You know, that's just a little something. You know, I ain't going to always give you the best advice, but it's still some good advice.
I think we missing the elephant in the room. And I don't like to speak on another woman's business, but I think it's pretty clear that she knows Cameron, right? And I think that is complicating her ability to set boundaries here, which a lot of times you don't want to go into that territory because it's going to cloud your ability to make good decisions. I actually agree with Jay. I don't think it's black and white here. I think Tamika needs to be so effing for real with her. Is it that you've fallen in love or are you leading her on? Oh, maybe neither. Did we consider neither? He ain't in love and he's not leading her on. He's stressed out by this show because he clearly ain't watched the show. He doesn't strike me as a person who knew anything about Ready to Love. He strikes me as a person who was like, oh, this sounds cool. He went on there and was like, I'll date him. I'll go on a few dates. It'll be cool. And then he found out this is a whole obligation. I actually found someone I like and I'm going on all these dates. And he's like, wait, oh my God. Oh no, this is too much. So he started to panic. So what I would say is in a perfect world, I agree with Jay. If a man tells you once, but I'm going to give you twice in this situation that he cannot do it, he's stressed out. The best thing for Zadia is to let him go, like Jay said, and figure out and let him figure out, let him choose her. Because by her allowing him to waffle back and forth, not only are you getting your feelings hurt in the process, you're not making him show you why he's even there to begin with. We don't know, you know? So I'm not on this train. He doesn't like her at all. No, I'm not on that train. To me, my discernment tells me that he does like her. The question needs to be, how much? What is he going to sacrifice for her? What steps is he going to take for her? She can't figure that out. If she makes it easy for him and she allows him to come in, come out, backpedal, go forward, you're not going to figure that out. She has to teach Cam how to treat her. And I think that is my only issue with Zadia this week is the fact that Cam is trying to do right by her, but he's really not with the way he's going back and forth, you know? And Tamika, again, needs to be for real because I can't even. You know this man ain't falling in love with this lady. So why was that even an option? Okay? Like, come on now. So I'm not going to villainize Cam. I see the human in him. I see the issue here, but I don't think he's been the best man to Zadia in this situation. And perhaps it would be better off camera when it's all said and done. But I do wish that Zadia would have kind of set more boundaries. You know what I mean? And really kind of said, you know what, I hear you. And she tried to do this a little bit, but she didn't really stand firm. You know, I hear you. You don't have a lot of time. I'm gonna let you go. I think that would have been better for her.
Yeah, I think Tamika, that what she said to him, that was the top elite level. We talk about, let's not the buzzwords. She was gaslighting. Yes, that was the elite, the most elite gaslight. I know me and Siwa were talking about it. Siwa was like, she almost believed. She's like, yo, that was some elite level gaslighting. And women friends be doing that to us dudes. Y'all little friends be getting into, I've seen it happen so many times. You'll get your girl, you be like, yo, just talk to him. And they will, and you'll be like, oh, gaslight the hell out of us. And we be like, we'll go back right along. Doop-da-doop-da-doo. Oh, yeah, Meanwhile, we just had the illest game laid out on us. You know that man ain't in no love with her. He done sent her back out to date other guys. I'm sorry. If it is love, it's toxic love.
Child, the way he sat back and started questioning himself, it's like, yeah, maybe I have a problem with commitment.
And I was like, maybe he does love her. Exactly. I literally sat there. I was like, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he loves her. Then I'm like, Tamika, stop playing with me.
Exactly. Come on. It's 8 days. It's 8 days. And he done told this girl 8 times, I can't give you what you want, but that means he's in love with her. They done known each other for 8 days. He done sent her away 8 different times. But no, you just might be in love and you running. What? Come on now, lady. You got to be kidding me.
Why did she say that with a straight face too? She
did because she believed
it.
That's why it's a gaslight, because you got to believe your lie to tell it that good. Because
he was about to leave, she had to tell him something.
Good and hell well with that diamond encrusted gold piece. He don't love no damn Zadia. And again, I'm with you. I'm not saying, I won't say he doesn't like her, but he don't like her. He doesn't like her yet, and he doesn't see her fitting in his life. And I think that's what it is. And that's why he keeps trying to back, is because he can't see Zadia in his life, because Zadia is like, well, if you come, I need you to move to DC. I need you to do blah, 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 blah. So he's not going to deal with all that pushback. And you know what? He probably isn't ready for anything super serious like what Zadia wants anyway. So he's actually doing her a favor. But unfortunately, because she likes him, she's accepting things that are not going to get her what she ultimately wants. And that's what I think. I think she likes him probably a little bit more than he likes her. And she's willing to make some adjustments. And he likes her enough to give her the respect of saying, hey, I don't think that I can give you exactly what you need. I can't give you the time commitments that you exactly want. So I'm trying to just let you know to move around, because I'm sorry. Somebody said they watched on a live or something. He was like, oh, well, I was confident that nobody else would beat me. So I didn't feel like there was any competition out there. That sounds good, Cam. That really does sound good. But at the end of the day, if you value something, like if I value a woman naturally and it's not steeped in some toxic competition, I'm going to want to hold on to her. I'm not going to play that risk game that somebody else may catch her attention. I don't care how much confidence in the world you have in yourself. If you really like somebody, you don't want to really see them date somebody else unless you want to play games. And that's still not getting her what she wants. So I'm sorry. I think like that said it all. And I think like she's just trying to make adjustments, but they're the wrong adjustments. He's telling you he's not going to give you what you want.
I have a question though. Did y'all think the principal dude was kind of love bombing? He kind of was doing a whole lot for me. Was I the only one who felt that way?
He was being extra.
Yeah, it gave me extra.
But he had to be, because He has no choice. He's trying his best to get on deck, basically. But yeah, he's been a little extra.
Yeah, and I think it's hard. Listen, I'm not gonna hold you. I think yes, do we all have our own personality quirks and show up different ways? Sure. But I think in this setting, and maybe I'm biased towards the guys, I'm giving the guys a little bit of grace because it's hard to fully show up because it's difficult to show up like right in the middle because either you don't talk enough or you talk too much. And your interactions are being filmed and you know the whole world is going to see it. And I'm not saying women don't deal with their own sets of things. Absolutely they do. But I think like when we keep talking about this, oh, this one does this, I just think it's very hard to find that sweet spot. I don't think anybody's going to be perfect at it. He might have been doing too much. I'm not going to say he was perfect, right? But he might have been doing too much. Bazadia wasn't even, whatever he was, I don't care what he would have done. She wasn't interested in him. She was laughing at him when he was trying to have a serious conversation with her. She was talking about him swatting flies and cracking jokes, talking about he's doing the Matrix moves. She was not interested in spending any time with the guys. And it's sad because she's not really giving anybody a fair shot because everybody gets held up to Cam.
It's funny because I seen it a little different. I could see where you see it like that too, but I also feel like he might have been doing a lot, but it was just enough to get her attention and hold it. You know what I'm saying? Because he had her smiling, he had her joking, he was flirting enough with her in the way that she likes to be flirted with, because it was heavy on the compliments. She was eating it all up or whatever. And I'm just going to stick by her word in this moment because I don't feel like it's a lie that she really wasn't thinking about Cam for the first time during this whole process with anybody. Now, the fact that she said she wasn't thinking about it made me think she was thinking about him, but I'm just going to go with the words that she used and say that she wasn't thinking about him. But it was just like the same good time that we seen her have with Cam. When she was with Cam, it was that big smile, all open, and he's already coming from a deficit, so he might have to do a little bit more to get back in her good graces, because she reminded him of the last time away he approached her and everything. And so, I feel like right now he did a good job of giving a second impression, and that's a hard place to be at. Once you lose that first one, the second one is kind of a hard place to be in. So.
And you know what, Cam? I had said this before. I think I said it in the comment under one of Kojo's previous videos on Cam and Zadia. But I love a good song. So the song that applies to Cam and Zadia is by Trey Songz. It's called Gotta Go. I don't want to leave, but I gotta go right now. But I'll be back until tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow. So he will come and revisit. So I think that's the lesson for ladies too, is don't think that just because a guy won't come back tomorrow, that means he wants you and will give you what he wants. No, he don't want to leave, but he got to go, but he will come back. And you don't want that. You don't want that cycle, because that's going to give you a push and pull, and it's still not going to give you what you really want.
I don't know. That was a perfect song though, Sean, because that Trey was talking about having to leave to go for his dreams and passion and goals in that song or whatever. But he promised to circle back and pick her back up. So that's all. If you're young enough to wait, he need a year or two. He need a year or two to complete a bill or two. So let that man let him be free. I just say, if you love him, let him go. You know what I'm saying? Just let him go. You want the best for him, you want the best for yourself, let him go. Y'all both blocking y'all blessings by holding on to things that y'all just not aligned for right now. You might be the right person, wrong time. That's all. If they come back later on in a year or two, then you done had a little fun with the principal, and hey, now we back. Hey. All right, don't listen to me if y'all saved and sanctified out there. Please don't. I'm here for the sinners.
You don't want to be saved.
Jenny, why don't you love me? Jenny. And that's Zadia, by the way. Zadia's for us in this situation. But there's always been two main things when it comes to Cam and Zadia that I've always noticed that caused the situation to be what it is now. From the beginning, I always felt like Cam was recruited to be on the show. I don't think he just signed up to be on the show. I think somebody found him. It was like, hey, we got this show going on. You wanna join up? He could do this for you. You can promote this and this, that, and third. He's like, all right, that sounds cool. I do it. Because I don't think he really took it seriously. It's just something he might go on a date or so, have a little fun, and hey, who knows? He met Zadia. You know what? This just kind of cool. And I think she felt the same way eventually. Like, I think they just click. Just plain and simple. I don't think it's love yet. Because, yeah, y'all was right. He got gaslighted into believing that he may be in love with her. It was crazy. But I think he actually does like her. But the realism popped in his head. He was like, this is not sustainable. Like, I may like her, she may like me, but we are on two different wavelengths. We're on two different planets. We live in two different lives. She's stuck in her ways, because according to the show, you supposed to be coming down to NOLA, but you saying you ain't leaving. So what we talking about? I mean, point blank period. What are we talking about? And that was brought up, weeks ago? Month ago? What are we talking about? So if you notice, ever since then, he's been trying to let her down easy. Hey, I'm busy. Listen, I got things to do. Unlike the rest of these dudes that's coming on the show, I literally got things to do. And I'm putting some of them aside to be with you, to show my interest. But, baby, I got things to do. Now, yeah, he's trying to be nice. How he trying to let her down and everything. I don't think he wants to be mean. This was the closest that we saw Cam actually got a tad bit tough on Zadia. Like, nah, I done told you. I'm busy. I've been honest from Jump Street. I am busy. And yet, even now, I'm taking time out to come and see you and be here when I could be someplace else working where I should be. But I'm here. Be free. Go date them men. Go ahead. No. Don't. I'm tired of dating guys. I don't want to date them more. No, you should. No. You should. Nah, keep dating. That was wild. He said, no. You should keep dating them. You should keep through the process. What? Zadia, let it go. Let it go. I don't think she really want to because, I mean, and this may be a little arrogant, especially on Cam Park. I can see in his face. He's like, yeah, I'm not surprised that every blind date you've been on, they haven't been measuring up to me because I know me. They ain't me. But I'm sorry. What can I do? They ain't me. But I ain't got the time for you. Listen, if you got 1 to 2 years to spare, girl, I'm gonna give you the world. But guess what? Right now, how my schedule is shaping up. Now, if you can live with that, but I know you can't. And don't even play like you can, because I know you can't. So go be free. Go be like Jenny and fly like that bird. Just go fly.
Thank you, Trey. Well, listen, we're coming to the end because it's 2 hours, and look, I think people are. Listen, I'm tired. I can't lie to you. I've been taking some naps, but the conversation's been good. I've been jumping in, and I've been hearing the conversations. It's been good stuff. You guys are giving some great points as well. So, but no, I mean, look, just to wrap it up, I think with Zadia and Cam, I just hope that Zadia chooses to go with Richard, explore it, find someone else, maybe explore that too. She just needs to be open. You know, she just needs to be open a bit to it. She locked down on Cam, unfortunately. It didn't work out. Move on. You know what I mean? But be open to it, you know? So I hope Richard makes a good impression on her, and that, you know, she's open to growing and moving forward with him, and not just as a paperweight kind of move forward for him. But yeah, sorry about that, Sean. I knew he was like me myself. I was getting a little bite away. Summary time, because if I don't, I'm going to say something I don't even know what I'm saying. So I'm in that red zone.
Say it, say it, say it.
I've been it before and it ain't good, man. I start laughing at somebody. We don't
Exactly.
want it. We don't.
It's either that or you're gonna fall face forward into the mic sleeping.
Like this. I used to at work.
Out of control. Well, yeah, we definitely had a good time tonight, everyone. You know, chopping this episode up. I can't wait for the next. I can't wait for Friday. I can't. And I know we're all sitting on the edge of our seats because it looks like Ashley, and we'll start with her, has not learned her lesson. And I think the lesson here, there's a couple of them, and myself and our other panelists gave some great insight. But you know, one of the main lessons is, one, look, don't do what has been done to you. To some, you know, don't do that to somebody else. If you feel you've been treated wrong, don't turn that treatment right back outside and give that treatment to somebody else, because that's the worst thing you can do, right? You know, is if you're not healed, to turn around and harm someone else, then you're just spreading the abuse. So please get healed, you know, so you don't go sliding down the wall. And last but not least, you don't want anybody competing over you. Right? You know, if you're dating multiple people, you don't want a competition, because that brings out the worst in people. Competition, I'm telling you, brings out the worst in people. You don't want people competing over you. They should be able to show you who they are, and you should be able to make an informed decision on who the best option is for you, but you should not be competing in love. Competitions in love, it don't go well. So please, if you want love, don't engage in competition or force people to compete against one another. Vern, listen, I told a song, you know, for Zadia. There's a song for Vern. I don't want to be a player no more. Please, Vern, sing that song. You don't want to be a player no more. Hang it up. Hang up your player card, ma'am, because you want serious relationships. And if you still out here talk about you can play a player, you can't play a player, and you still want to be a player, then you're in the game. And that's not the game of love. You're in the game of playing. Don't hang up your player card, cue Joe, and put on the song. You don't want to be a player no more. Please, please, we beg of you. Then we have Zadia and Cam and the principal. Zadia, we love you, sis. We love you. We appreciate you. I know you got my boy blocked right now, and that's okay. That's okay. Sometimes you got to put people on ice, but know that there's all love here. You know, there's all love here, but really, Cam is singing to you. I know y'all did a live, Zadia. I saw the live you and Cam did. He's still singing the song, baby girl. He got to go. He got to go. You got to let him go. When a man tells you he got to go, please don't. We might be nice. You know, we might be telling you the nicest things. We might have did some good things to you, but it doesn't mean that we want to stay. So please let him go. And then perhaps he'll be back tomorrow, but he might not be. So you got to go and let him go. All right. Ashley, please. Ashley, last but not, I just want to just say this one last word to her is, sis, you know, read the room, please. Don't talk about somebody that you are dating to their family. Don't ever think that you're that cool. Many a person has thought that they were too cool and too in on the inner circle with somebody's family, and then they got to talking about their family. And And it just takes you down because they might let you say a couple of things after you've earned their trust, but eventually it's going to breed resentment. And mainly, you shouldn't be talking ill of the person that you like. If you got an issue with them, talk to them and hash it out with them. And then our very last person, my girl for the episode, Sharice, our dark horse. Sharice, I'm proud of you, baby girl. I'm so proud of you. Q Drake, I'm proud of you, baby girl. I think you got it. I think you got the recipe because I see you and Maurice as a fit. I do. And maybe it's wrong. I could be wrong. Hey, it's happened before. But I see you two as a fit. I think Sharice, ride it on out into the sunset with Maurice. You two got a good thing going. Back to you, Coach.
Thank you, Sean, and I appreciate you as well. You know, you out here doing the Lord's work, you know what I'm saying? Because there's no way I would have summarized it like that. So, you know, blessings, you know, the way you summarized it. But listen, audience, thank you so much. I appreciate you lot came out 550 strong to listen to us talk about Ready to Love, and I appreciate that as well. So thank you so much. We're back next week again for another enthralling conversation as well. We've got Married at First Sight Thursday night, so we're going to enjoy. All right, so make sure you like, share, subscribe, guys. Click on the bell button for notification of uploads. We appreciate y'all. We'll see you again very, very soon. Much love.